Hello, welcome to a tutorial on the Instructor Canvas Learning Management System. The Center for Graduate Studies begins using Canvas on May 21st, 2018, and the undergraduate programs begin using it on August 27th, 2018. Now, before I go too far, I want to point out that Canvas is an ever-changing environment. It doesn't have versions like some other LMSs. Your Canvas instance changes approximately every 3 weeks, and everyone is on the same version as the update happens globally. What this means for you is this tutorial will show you how things look, work, and function today, but there could be some differences between what the tutorial shows and the actual LMS tool when you get to using it. The best place to go for support and guidance with Canvas is to guides.canvaslms.com, which gives you this page. Canvas Guides, good place to start. And you get both instructor and student help areas. Also, you can access the release notes if you're interested in the changes that are being made every 3 weeks. An example of one of the changes, as we log into a course, that has been recent is how a faculty gets access to the student view. It used to be a choice. You had to go down here to Settings and then locate Student View. Now, it's actually on the home page over here to the right. You click on Student View, and you'll notice this fuchsia colored box has kind of shown up in a border situation. And so you get an idea of the fact that you're in a different mode. It also tells you down at the bottom that you're currently logged into student mode and that you can leave student mode whenever you need to. So this is a sample course in Canvas. This tutorial is going to be an overview primarily from the faculty's point of view. So this is the course homepage. You're going to have some personal global navigation settings over here in this menu. These are course navigation. Shortcut buttons that will allow you to quickly move to different areas of the course. Some different tools over here. A to-do list in case there's items that you have set due dates on, or even if you haven't, specific things that you have to do. If assignments have been submitted, you are alerted to the fact that there are people waiting for grades. And then there's also a calendar. We're going to do a separate tutorial on the calendar itself, the various uses for the calendar, and the great communication tool it provides to students when you do. So any of these buttons that you click on will take you to a particular area in the course. So they're shortcuts. Home page is where we're at. The announcements area comes next. Generally, there will just be the boilerplate information about your particular course. You will have to put things in like your name. There'll be a placeholder here where it'll tell you to put your name, when class begins, and it's pretty much ready to go at that point. Modules is Canvas's version of folders that we used to use in Blackboard. So each module, there's a module called Instructor Resources, the next one is called Start Here, and then we go into the individual modules that have the assignments for the week. Notice that some things are not green, like some things are down here. Green just means that you're published. It's an easy matter of making things published or unpublished. And so if you don't want things published, you just make sure they're all off. Notice how it moves to unpublished. Green means students can see it. Unpublished means students can't see it. There will be certain things. If it's a face-to-face class, generally everything is published right out of the gate, except maybe for like a final exam. The Start Here will always be published. The material up top here, Instructor Resources, because it has material just for the instructor's use only. It could have things like answers to final exams, final exam documents, other things that they need to manage the course will be located in here. Student resources and things related to what would normally be on the syllabus, faculty information, policies, book information, assignment summaries, SLOs, those types of things will be in the Start Here area. And then you get into the individual assignments in the course. There's a number of different ways to access those. As we said, from the front page, you can get to various things with the shortcut buttons, but you can also get into them through modules. And then there's a next and a previous button for you to navigate to the next item. So we're moving down to an area. This is showing you what it looks like with a discussion area. There are no discussion boards in Canvas. Every time you're adding an item to a discussion area, you're creating a new thread. So there are discussion threads. There are no longer boards that keep it all contained. But if you use the threaded reply, you allow that when you build a discussion thread, then it keeps all your posts together. So again, I could do a number of things from a navigation point of view. I can click next or previous, depending on where I want to go. Notice how when I hover the mouse over the button, even if I do not press the button, it's kind of giving me a heads up. Reading assignment 1, if I go back that way, I'm going to move to case 1 if I move next. So I can navigate that way. I can also go back to the modules area and find whichever module I'm working in, or I can go back to home and it'll allow me to get the button that I need to take me with that shortcut right to the next item. So we'll go to the case. Notice if there is a grading rubric, if it's an assignment, which is kind of Canvas's way to think about it from Blackboard's perspective like an assignment link, where it's going to be posted by the student as a file upload. It's going to show up in the gradebook with a little mark showing that it's ready to be graded for you. And in this case, this particular assignment has a rubric, and so you can see the rubric shows up right there for both you and the student. And so you can actually access the gradebook by going to grades, or you can go over here to the speed grader. You got choices of downloading submissions. When we get to gradebook tutorials, we'll show you these other things. Now, if there is a rubric associated with a discussion area, discussions are someplace that you're not going to find the rubric directly underneath. Okay, so I don't know if there's a rubric here or not, but I will check. I need to come up to the top here, and in this case there isn't one because it would say show rubric for both me as the faculty and the student. If it said show rubric, that means there is one that's actually associated with this assignment. But if if it says add rubric like it does here, that means there currently is not one. However, it doesn't mean that you can't create one right here. Again, there will be other tutorials on things like building rubrics. So just to show you the course menu here on the left side, again, we'll go back to home so we can see what the home page looks like with all of this. Notice that there are some items starting with home and then announcements, modules, grades, people, so forth, and then some things down here. Anything that you can see that's a little darker, where these items here in the middle, they're kind of grayed out. These items in the middle you are not going to see from a student viewpoint of view, and I'll show you that. You're just going to see home, announcements, modules, grades, people, and Google Drive. This is what you're going to have access to. Now, depending on your course, there could be other items. If you have a course in which you want students to begin to start their own threads in a discussion area, you'll actually have to have discussions up here as well. If you're going to use the big blue button tool, which is Canvas's version of Blackboard Collaborate. It's kind of a built-in WebEx web conferencing tool right into your course. If you're going to use that, that is conferences is what that is called in Canvas, and you'll have to move that up into this area that students can see. Otherwise, it's not going to be visible. So here's some of these other items that I was talking about here, like discussions and conferences. And that's just a matter of clicking on settings, going to navigation, and let's see, we wanted the discussions up there. I just move it wherever I want, drop it, and then I go down and hit save. And when I go back to the home page, you'll see that it's now up in that menu. Go over to Student View, and it's now something that students have access to directly. Now, just because something is grayed out, you as the faculty still have access to anything that's in these particular areas. Other places that you may want to go to directly for various things, which we will point out in other tutorials, are things like assignments and files. Files is a real nice one because it has access to all of the material. All of your course assessments are in this particular folder. And then there's a course documents folder that has your SLOs, your resource assignment charts, and so forth, and any other assessments that might be. Of course, in this case, we're showing an online version of this course, so there are weekly discussion questions, and that's where you'll find access to that. So again, this is just an overview tutorial for Instructor Canvas. There will be more to come on particular topics, and in the meantime, if there isn't a tutorial out on what exactly you're looking for, don't forget to go to the Canvas Guides page. Thank you.